Well, now you can solve it. How do you get faster? Well, first of all, using the complete beginner's method, practice. You can get down to about 50 seconds if you're fast using the beginner's method. Once you've done that, you consistently get under a minute, then it's definitely time to start working on slightly more complicated but much faster methods. The biggest difference between the beginner's method and the F2L solve method is instead of just dropping in a corner and then adding an edge, you solve them at the same time. So you look for where the corner is and the corresponding edge. And let's see here. We got random things here, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll just drop that out of the way, turn this here, and then put this back. And then we've got those together, so I can just pull this back out of the way so that they'll stay together while I do this, pointing the red side in the right direction. And when I put the top in place, I can just drop it right back in. Now that might have made it look sort of easy. There's a lot of different cases. You need to be able to do this sort of thing quite intuitively. It's basically like you're doing the entire first two layers the same way that you did the cross on the first one. Although this one's a really helpful little algorithm. If you've got the edge in the correct place and then the piece that belongs underneath it facing up on the top, this is kind of fun. You just put that so that it is on the right side, and you have R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. The U prime doesn't actually matter at the end, it just feels good to just do the same exact thing 3 times in a row. But that's really the only one that I do that isn't completely intuitive. In the advanced method, you're solving the entire first 2 layers at the same time from the cross. The other difference between the beginner's method and the F2L method? Study. Lots and lots of study. The more algorithms you learn, the faster you get as a rule. Sometimes you get a little slower because you're thinking things over a lot more than you otherwise would have, and that slows you down, but once you get used to it, it gets better. And boy, there are a lot of them. But here's how a solve looks using that method. Let's make that cross. We got that done. Let's see, we got... Yes. Right there. Now I've got those 2 lined up, so when I do this, they drop in. Oh, we got that lined up with that now, so that when I do this, it drops in here. And then that one. Boom, we got the first 2 layers already done. Now I'm still using a 2-look orient last layer because I don't know all the different cases. And I'm also still using a 2-look permute last layer because I don't know all the different permutations. But those first 2 layers all together at once, and just knowing more different algorithms to solve the last layer has made me a lot faster than I was when I was a beginner. It really comes down to lots and lots of practice. Also, you're going to want to be careful. Take a lot of breaks because your carpal tunnel can only handle so much. Repetitive motion injury is a problem. Your thumb can also start to ache. When you get really, really obsessed with this, which many, many cubers do, you don't ever want to put it down, but you have to put it down, take a break, go do something else. Make sure you're giving your hands lots of other motions. If you like to do magic, sleight of hand is a really great way to give your hands a variety of motion. But that's about how it's done. Now, if you want to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube magically, I highly recommend going on penguinmagic.com and buying Cube 3 by Stephen Brundage. That is the instruction system that I've learned. It uses a perfectly ordinary Rubik's Cube, although it actually comes with a much nicer one than any one that you would find in the store. It uses a perfectly ordinary Rubik's Cube, no gimmicks, nothing trick about it. When you know how to do it and you've practiced a lot, you can do some really neat magical solves. But the first thing you need to do, you need to be able to solve it in the first place. Thanks for watching. This is the amazing Tristan James signing off.